You guys, I don't think I've been this excited to show you an integral in a long time. And it is spicy. Dare I say it might be the spiciest one I've done for you guys yet. However, it's not impossible. It just came straight from the Calc 2 textbook that we use where I teach. And it's in the homework section. It's just closer to the end, so I don't usually assign it. And I looked at it this morning and I was like, let's give it a go. And woo, did I love it. So if you want to try it on your own, go for it. The directions do say use integration by parts along with the techniques of this section to evaluate the integral. So that should be a clue. Start off using integration by parts, and then you're going to have to do a couple other fancy maneuvers along the way. So let's jump into it. It was pretty obvious to me how to start the integration by parts. Anytime you see a natural log, most of the, like that just is a good indication to let that be u. So u is going to be natural log of x squared minus x plus 2. And then dv is just good old dx. All right, now when we find du, just don't forget about the chain rule. So derivative of natural log of something is 1 over the something. And then by the chain rule, I have to multiply by the derivative of what's inside. So that would be 2x minus 1. Don't forget your little dx right there. And then v is just going to be antiderivative of 1 dx, so x. All right, now we're ready to rewrite our integral. We're going to have, do you remember how it goes? Oh, good. uv, so uv is just x ln x squared minus x plus 2 minus integral of v du right there. So I'm going to, at the same time, try to keep up, people. At the same time, I'm going to distribute the x through the numerator here when I write out the new integrand, okay? So this is 2x squared minus x over x squared. That looks ugly. Hold on. X squared minus x plus 2 dx. Okay, great. Now we're going to focus on this bad boy right here. We've been doing quite a few rational functions lately. I was prepping you for this very moment. So degree of the numerator is 2. Degree of the denominator is also 2. That means we ought to long divide. So hop to it. We're going to divide x squared minus x plus 2 into the numerator, which is 2x squared minus x. There's no constant. You could put a plus 0 or not. Do whatever your teacher taught you. Okay, what do we multiply x squared by to make it 2x squared? Just 2. And then that 2 distributes to the divisor. I'm going to list it right down here. 2x squared minus 2x plus 4. Wow, wow, wow. Subtract bottom row from the top row. This should cancel out. Otherwise, you messed up. And then we have negative x plus 2x. So that's x minus 4. That's my remainder. How do I know that's the remainder? Well, look, the degree here is 1. There's nothing you can multiply x squared by to lower its degree. So that's the remainder right there. We are donezo. And then now let's rewrite the whole problem. Yes, so we don't lose track of ourselves. Okay, so we've got x, natural log x squared minus x plus 2 minus, this is going to be integral of 2, that was my quotient. Which 2 am I talking about? This one right here, 2. And then I have plus x minus 4 over the divisor, which is x squared minus x plus 2, let's put some parentheses, dx. All right, so that's what we need to integrate. Now let's think about our life. Where's it going? Not in such an existential way, just in terms of this problem, okay? So 2, we can integrate that. I should certainly hope so. And then here you're looking at x minus 4 over x squared minus x plus 2. Great. Degree of the numerator is lower than the degree of the denominator. So you might be like, well, seems like a great time to do partial fractions. No. Why not? Why not? Because look at this pesky denominator. You guys, it's prime. It doesn't factor. So what do we do in such a circumstance? We do not sit and cry. No. We complete the square. All right. We're going to complete the square in the denominator. This is what you do anytime. I mean, I don't want to say anytime because there could always be one exception, but like 99% of the time. complete the square, and then from there you're going to have to reassess and see like, am I going to do a trig sub? Am I going to do a u sub? We'll figure it out, but completing the square is the first step. Do you remember how to complete the square? All right, if you have x squared minus x plus 2, okay, you take the coefficient of the middle term, the coefficient being -1 in this case, right? You take the coefficient, divide it by 2, and square it, and that's the constant that you're going to need to make a perfect square trinomial. So that's 1/4. So I want to rewrite all of this here as x minus, I'm just going to actually jump to how it's going to be when I complete the square. X minus 1/2 squared. And then since I stole a 1/4 from the 2 now becomes a 7/4. Okay, maybe I skipped too many steps. Hold on. That was naughty of me. I just figured if you're watching this video, you're in Calc 2, so you should have it together, but maybe you've forgotten. Okay, so we could write this as x squared, okay, minus x plus 1/4. That would be a perfect square trinomial that factors into x minus 1/2 squared. And then, oh, but like where'd this 1/4 come from? Well, I stole it from the 2. And 2 is 8/4. So if I steal a 1/4 from it, there's only 7/4 left. Do you see that? Okay, so now I've completed the square in the denominator. And let's reassess. I'm just going to rewrite the integral, everything. If you stop writing part of it, you know what happens? You forget it was there, then you lose track of it. Okay, let's separate things. So minus integral of 2 plus x minus 1/4 over, this is x minus 1/2 squared plus 7/4, and then dx. And you might be saying, I don't see how that's going to help us tackle the problem any better. I know, just wait. Okay, so usually what you're going to do is split up the numerator. You're going to keep just the x term over this part here, and we're going to try a u sub because we have this quantity squared and then just x. So we're going to try u sub for that, and then the constant is going to be just over this part, and it's some form of tan inverse. That's it. And how do I know that? Experience. I've done hundreds like this, but you too, with enough experience, can get there. So here we go. Now watch. You got to kind of fall into this organically if you haven't done enough of them. So we've got this first term here. Minus, I'm just going to separate everybody, 2 dx, okay? Minus integral. Now, if I have just the x, I'm going to first write it the way it is. X minus 1/2 squared plus 7/4 dx. And then the last one would be plus integral 4 over, right? I told you, separate the variable from the constant. We're going to tackle each of them separately. Okay, this one looks too low. I don't want you to get confused where it is. It's up here. Now, let's talk about each one of them before we start going. This is easy. Okay, this one I told you we're going to want to do a u sub. All right, we're going to want to do a u sub, and I'm going to want to let u be actually all of this, x minus 1/2 squared. And so I need the numerator to have an x minus 1/2 in it. Yes. So we're going to, before we actually do the u sub, you have to think about it because we're going to manipulate it. I want an extra 1/2 here. What did I really just do? So I added an extra -1/2, but that it's being subtracted. So I just added an extra positive 1/2. Positive 1/2. To counterbalance that, I'm going to subtract a half over here in that last integral that only has a constant in the numerator. Okay, this is a technique we've done maybe like 1 or 2 other times in some of the videos I've done for you guys. In this scenario, when you have that denominator that is prime, this is what you do. Okay, let's number them so we can be systematic and knock it out. Remember that first term's already integrated for us. Okay, integral number 1. You can all do this one with me. Yes, you learned how to do this in kindergarten. That's just 2x. Put plus C1. Okay, so lovely. Okay, integral number 2. Now see, you're so happy that there's that x minus 1/2 in the numerator because it's just going to be the cleanest little u sub you ever did see. Dx. All right, so we did have to think this through for it to work out. So u is actually all of x minus 1/2 squared. You could even put plus 7/4 in there if you want, but I won't. Okay, then du. Don't forget your chain rule. So you're going to bring the 2 down in the front. New exponent is the 1. We have x minus 1/2 dx. Oh me, oh my. That's pretty much exactly what we have here. Sans the 2. So go fix it. Go, oh yeah, 1/2 du is x minus 1/2 dx. Great. So now we can rewrite this integral. Let's put the 1/2 outside. Boom. Du over. Now remember, u already was x minus 1/2 squared. So that's u plus 7/4. Do you know how to integrate this? You should. It's just natural log. So 1/2 ln absolute value u plus, that should be a 4. 7/4 plus c2. Okay, and then let's go back. What was u? Oh, it was x minus 1/2 squared. And then if you'll recognize the fact that x minus 1/2 squared plus 7/4, well, that's basically, where was it? X squared minus x plus 2 after completing the square. So let's just go back and rewrite it how it originally was. It looks better without all the fractions, don't you agree? So 1/2 natural log absolute value x squared minus x plus 2 plus c2. And I actually don't need absolute value since this was prime, right? Remember, it didn't factor, so it's not going to be negative. There's no zeros, no real zeros. Okay, so integral number 2 is done. 1 and 2. Okay, great. Now the third one. It's actually not bad at all. So 4 minus 1/2 over all that stuff. Well, we can already start with 4 minus 1/2. 4 is 8/2, minus 1/2 is 7/2, over x minus 1/2 squared plus 7/4 dx. So maybe you need to be reminded of the antiderivative of 1 over x squared plus a squared dx. It's 1 over a tan inverse x over a plus c. So I wanted to remind you of that because basically 7/4 is a squared. That's a squared. So that means a is rad 7/2. Well, what about this 7/2 in the front? Nobody cares. Just pull it out front. Okay, so you should be able to just do this integral right now in one step. Yep. We've got 7/2 out front. Then we have 1 over a. So 1 over a is going to be the same thing as the reciprocal of this. So that's just going to be 2 over rad 7. Then we have tan inverse. In this case, x is this whole quantity, x minus 1/2. X minus 1/2 over a. So over rad 7/2 plus c2. Oh, 3. Oh my goodness. We're on the third one. That came up quicker than I thought. Okay, now we clean it up, right? This is like a hot mess. So these 2's cancel. 7 divided by rad 7 is just rad 7. Tan inverse, okay. Then this 2 down here is going to flip to the numerator, and I'm going to distribute it through to the x minus 1/2. So then it's 2x minus 1 over rad 7 plus c3. And that's it. I know you probably were taught back in the day, like, oh, we should always rationalize denominators. So you see this rad 7 down here, maybe it's causing you a little bit of anxiety. No, leave it. It won't look better if we rationalize it. I promise you. Okay, I'm sorry. We have to undo a little bit of training that's been burned in your brain. So all together now, are we so proud? So we have, well, we have that x ln x squared minus x plus 2, didn't we? And then minus from integral 1, 2x. Then from integral number 2, we have minus, because it was minus, 1/2 ln x squared minus x plus 2. And then from integral number 3, it was a plus, and it's sitting right there, rad 7 tan inverse 2x minus 1 over rad 7 plus c. And tell the people, who is this new c? Well, I'm glad you asked. C is negative c1 minus c2 plus c3. I'm just keeping track of which integrals were negative and which were positive. And you guys, I would not box this final answer. I know. Hold on. It's so exciting. You're like almost there. You see how we have ln x squared minus x plus 2, and then here's another one? I can just factor that out and combine these two terms ever so gently. So I would write it like this. X minus 1/2 ln x squared minus x plus 2. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Minus 2x plus rad 7 tan inverse 2x minus 1 over rad 7 plus c. That's the final answer. How do you feel about it? Do you feel victorious? I do. That one's very spicy. Very spicy. I would never put this on a test. It's just too mean. It's not impossible, but I don't like to make tests where like my students have a high probability of messing up, even if they've worked hard. I don't like that. I want to see what they know. That's just me. Anyways, it would be like a fabulous extra credit question though. And honestly, if they got to this point and they didn't combine the x and the negative 1/2, I would still give them all the extra credit points. Once in a while, I put an extra credit on an exam, but it's always like really spicy like this. Is this the hardest integral I've done? I don't know. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. I'll find something else good to do for you guys soon. And hope all is well. All right, I gotta go ballet. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.